Thank you, Father, for sponsoring me. I really do appreciate that. Distinguished members of the dais, honored guests, other inductees, and you too, Warren.
Off the ice and on the ice. Off the ice, I know Rick. He used to visit lots of children in the hospital and at school. He did a lot of things like that on his spare time. And also, he was a great teacher. Look how well I speak English today.
Albert Dubinion and Tom Sestak are so deserving, and also Mr. Dubinion, you are going on to the Wall of Fame. I should be there, but you're going.
Very honored to be inducted in the Buffalo Sports Hall of Fame. Whoops.
My dad was the kind of guy, when I was just a young fella, 9, 10, 11 years old, he took me down the shores of Lake Erie. He said, "Jimmy, today you're going to learn how to swim." Took me out in a rowboat and threw me in the water. "Now swim," he said. Well, the swimming part was easy. Getting out of that knapsack he had me in there was tough.
But it seems, listening to Larry, the older I get, the better I used to be.
It's great to be back. It's a pleasure being up here, seeing a lot of old faces. I'm looking at one, Van Miller.
I'm very grateful to think that somebody remembered some of the things that we did in the past.
I followed Jim Kelly in the equipment van behind his limo from the airport to Fredonia. And I tell you, that's just the way I want to go out too.
My nephew really mixed up all my sheets. Trying to do me a favor, right? I don't know. Okay, I said about the envelope.
And I'm putting on a New England Patriots uniform, and I have the Buffalo Bills t-shirt underneath, and the guy says, "Isn't that fitting?" He says, "No matter where you go, what you do, you'll always be Buffalo Bills underneath." I says, "You're right."
They traded 5 first-round draft choices, some players, and $15 million to the Edmonton Oilers to get Wayne. And they got him into LA. And they realized about a month into the season that they couldn't afford to pay both of us. So they sent me back to Buffalo.
The fans that you play for are tremendous. The people that you live near are unbelievable. And the players that you play with are the best friends you could ever have.
You only get better at your craft by working to improve your skills. And when given the opportunity to share acceptance remarks at an athletic awards banquet, you can stop.
To those folks who just got it by faith and just generosity, a little bit from a lot of people, helped give me a next step, and I'm very grateful to that.
We lost the national championship in Hutchinson, Kansas by 1 point. Only those words of the mother's comfort can give a son. "You dumbass, why didn't you call a timeout with 9 seconds to go?"
I wish to thank the committee.
My husband, Frank.
My special friend who is my host.
To you, the greatest fans in the world, thank you very much.
My wife for being patient.
All the people who came out to see me.
Thank you very much for everything.
I thank you again, and I salute the past, the present, and the future inductees of the Greater Buffalo Sports Hall of Fame.
I want to thank you for allowing me to spend my entire career in my hometown. Floyd Smith and, of course, Scotty here.
My wife, Mindy.
Sandra, my daughter.
And I worked many of his games, and he and I are good friends, but on the field he gets a little rough on officials. And he was screaming at me the whole game. Finally I had enough. Threw the flag, picked the ball up, walked 5 yards off. He yelled from the sideline, "What the hell's that for?" I said, "Coaching from the sidelines." He says, "You dummy, that's 15 yards. I said, "The way you're coaching, I'm only going to give you 5.
Forever enshrined in the Greater Buffalo Sports Hall of Fame.